Kia ora, I'm Erin J. Doyle. Welcome to my channel. My last video was about me realising that I had 7 days left in November to complete my NaNoWriMo project, and I was 26,000 words behind, and I decided that I could still probably achieve it. And I actually made and uploaded that video intending to make short little updates for the rest of the week. Clearly that didn't happen, so instead you have one monster vlog for the last week of Nano, so you get to see all in one hit whether or not I succeeded. So enjoy. Back to past me to tell you about the madness. I accidentally wrote past the midnight mark last night, so counting the little bit of over into yesterday I finished at 28,879 words, having started at 23,501. Quite happy with that. According to the website, I now have to write 3,101 words per day to hit 50k by the end of the month. If yesterday is anything to go by, I think we'll be fine. But you know, keeping things up for day after day is actually where the struggle comes in, right? Like, writing a whole bunch in a sitting isn't the challenge, it's the consistency that is. And clearly, consistency and I have not been well acquainted this time around. So the plan is to look at the camera while I'm speaking. I'm going to put some dinner on, and while that's doing its thing, I'm going to sit down and have a rest because yeah, I haven't been home from work for very long. I probably do need to actually just relax and come down a little bit and stop thinking about statistics for a little bit. So I'm going to do that, and then we'll go into the writing, hopefully put in several hours, like 3 to 4, very concentrated hours, and push some words out. I don't know what I'm going to be writing about today. I finished the section that I was working on yesterday, which was basically, it ended up being about how I came to lose my faith. And I had a lot to say about that. I don't know what's coming up today. Good morning, I'm about to run off to work, but I thought before I did I'd give you a quick summary of what I achieved last night. I wrote 3,302 words, bringing my total up to 31,594 words. There is a piece of hair on my face, and this puts me, I think about 10,000 words behind, which is still quite a lot, but I feel like I'm starting to kind of close the distance now. We'll see. At the moment, based on my current writing speed, the NaNoWriMo website predicts that I'll finish on the 10th of December. So obviously, you know, still some catching up to do, but I'm feeling good about it. And with that, I will bid you adieu because I have to go get on a train full of disease-ridden people and go to work. It is now 9 AM on Saturday. I did no writing whatsoever yesterday because I didn't feel like it, and I saw no point in forcing myself. So, lots of words to catch up on today. However, I also have lots of boring life stuff like doing laundry and cleaning the bathroom and things to take care of, and the laundry cannot be postponed. I have learned that there's a person in my building who does their laundry on Sunday who will want to talk to me. And whilst I haven't previously been annoyed by this, it is A, time consuming and I have other things to do, and B, last time I got trapped and had to talk to them, it took forever, and they did something weird. Not offensive, but weird, and I'd rather not have to do the whole speaking to them again if I can avoid it. Keeping in mind we live in the same building and that may not be an option. But anyway, so they do their laundry on Sunday, so I'm going to try and solidify the habit of doing it on a Saturday instead. So this means I have to, well, get on with it. So I'm going to run to the store, before the UV index gets any higher, because I think it's already probably fairly high. And then laundry. So I think, I'm checking the weather. What I'm going to do is use the time that the washing machine is running as a sprint period and just be like, focus while it's doing its thing. And now of course my phone isn't doing its thing. Do I really need to check the UV index? I can just assume that it's really, really high. It's probably smart. Yep, I'm just going to assume it's like 8. So, on to doing things. I have returned from my shopping expedition, which was a little bit pricier than it was meant to be because I went to the chemist warehouse so I could get like cheap medicine-y things, and then I went through the nail polish aisle. So, oops. But that's actually all I've done. Like, I got home, immediately sorted my laundry, went to go put a load on, and discovered that the building manager had taken up all of the machines. So there goes the laundry option. I've washed some dishes, but not all of them. And that's about it. So, you know, super productive morning so far. And I've also had someone message me saying, hey, there's a Christmas market, do you want to go? And I'm like, yes, absolutely, because Christmas presents, locally crafted, etc. would be good. Of course, I've just spent a whole bunch of money and it's right before payday, so there's not much money left over now, so that's not very good timing. And it's from 3 until 8 and I have to write 5,000 words. No, I think it's about 4,000 words. But anyway, it's all a bit of a disorganised nightmare. Failure seems almost inevitable at this point, but I have a couple of hours before my friend shows up to go to the markety thing, so I'm gonna write in that time period and see how I go. I don't think it's wise to assume I'll be able to write 3, 4, preferably 5,000 words in 3 hours, but if I did a big chunk now, we probably wouldn't stay at the market until it finished. If we came home straight away, I'd be able to do a little bit this evening, so maybe it won't be a nightmare. Maybe. I guess I'll let you know. Do we want to be that thoroughly backlit? Oh god, no, that's not helpful. There we go. Okay. It's been an hour and I have written 1,219 words with some mucking around in the middle. It hasn't been a concentrated hour, but still not quite as many as I would like to write in an hour, but I'm sure it's fine. What I'm currently working on for this section is, I don't know if it's easier or more difficult because I've written about it before. It's something that I wrote a poem about years ago, and I'm basically using exactly the same content but maybe expanding on it a little bit more, holding back on some of the poetic imagery and just focusing on the facts, and then, you know, offering a more thoughtful conclusion than just an emotive conclusion the way the poem did. So they are two very different pieces, but it's still the same content. And I guess I could be restricted by that because I'm like, well, I don't want to infringe on the content of my poem by repeating it in a book. But I mean, it's still my own work. It's not like I'm plagiarising myself. And the poem's never been published. I have submitted it so many times. Like, clearly no one wants to publish this poem, which I find kind of bewildering because I've read this piece at like a public reading and the response from the audience was really, really strong. Like, the next day I was walking through a parking lot and a complete stranger came literally running towards me from across the parking lot to hug me and thank me for the poem I had read the night before and tell me how much it meant to her and blah blah blah. So I've had this really, really positive face-to-face feedback for this poem, but then it's completely unpublishable, which is very confusing. Which is why I kind of thought, well, I can take the same ideas and I can put them into the book where I can talk about them more and make it a little less tear-jerky and a little bit more thought-provoking, maybe. I mean, I could do that if the poem's published anyway, but I don't know if that's helping me or not, because I definitely had the poem very strongly in my head, and maybe that's making me write this as if the reader has read the poem, I guess is the concern. I don't know, I might just be talking my ass at this point. Anyway, the other thing that is currently happening is that I've actually reached the end of the planned book. So originally what I did when I started writing this was go through the video that I originally posted, which I'll again leave a link to if you're interested, the 37 things I learned in 37 years video, and I pulled out each lesson and I made those headings within a Word document, and then I've just basically expanded it on each one. And there's been a little bit of rearranging, like it's not just, you know, a transcript of the video, it's definitely reordered and different examples have been brought in and I've explained things more, that kind of thing. But at any rate, I've reached the end of the content drawn from the video. And now what I'm doing is adding in extra things. So they're kind of things which I haven't thought about as much, I haven't planned, they aren't in the neat little structure, so I'm kind of like, I guess your education, cool. I think at the end this will require a lot of shuffling around to make the different fragments kind of flow nicely, but that's a future me problem. But the fact that I've now reached the end of kind of the planned content does mean that I'm at risk of running out of words, because I have quite a few more words to write. And like, what is my total currently? 32,813. So I've got to write almost 20,000 words. If I've already run out of topics, that's a lot more words to come up with. So it might be that I actually run out of things to say before I hit that word count. And I guess because I'm not really writing a novel per se, I'm writing something that's non-fiction, the word count thing is different anyway. I mean, 50,000 words isn't actually a novel, so I guess it doesn't matter either. I don't know. Anyway, I guess I'm just voicing the thought that maybe this project isn't that long to begin with. But I could also end up doing what I did for the fairy tale project a few years ago, where I hit the end of the plan and then went back and started adding things after, so it was slower and a bit more edity, even though I was still adding, because it was just revising what I'd already done and expanding on things, which may be what I end up doing with this. Anyway, so that's what that's doing. For now though, I am going to, as you can doubtless see, have a bit of a sit down because my knee is bothering me a bit. I may have to take some anti-inflammatories if I expect to be wandering around a market later this afternoon. But we'll see. I also need to eat something because I'm not going to the market until 3. So if I don't eat something before I go, I guess I wouldn't have had lunch, but also I will be more inclined to just buy candy at the market, which is a valid option, but it's probably not the best option right before payday when I'm being poor. I shouldn't be spending money on candy, I should be spending it on like other things? Essentials, that's the word. I was gonna say books. Anyway, on that very coherent note, I will return to my resting and then see if I can fit another sprint in before my friend comes to pick me up. should probably also have a shower. It is now 8:30 p.m. I had a great time at the market, bought a Christmas present, and reminded myself that I shouldn't eat before I go to a market. I need to go to the market to eat, because the market is like half food, and this market was good. Like authentic paella being made just in the parking lot. And there's one stand, I don't know exactly what they were selling, but I know that the air was just alive with chorizo fumes. It was just amazing. And there was like German bakeries and donut places and ice cream and waffle places and other things. But yeah, basically I just had a donut and I was done. And I don't know if this would have happened anyway, or if it was just the heat, but I am dehydrated and my head hurts, and I'm not sure if that was, as I say, heat and sunshine, or whether that might have been just pollen, like I'm getting kind of sinusy. But anyway, so I've eaten, also like got takeout and went to a park and stuff. It was actually a lovely afternoon into evening, but as I say, it's now 8:30 and I have written 1,407 words so far today, out of the 3,681 I need to write every day if I want to finish by the end of the month. So in theory I should now sit down and go, words, words! But my head hurts and I'm thirsty and I'm tired and I've been out in the sun and me. So I think what I'm going to do is rest for a little bit, and then I'm going to start writing probably in half an hour, so like 9 p.m. So with that in mind, I don't think there'll be another update today. So I think I'm going to do start writing at 9 and then bed. I can't imagine there being anything else to report, so that'll be it. See you in the morning. I still haven't caught up. I'm still 10,000 words behind. I'm at 36,656. Today I'm supposed to be at 46,667. Chances of catching up feeling pretty slim. Unfortunately, I was sick yesterday and I don't know, I might have written maybe 100 or so words. Like, I felt really garbage. Actually ended up going back to bed in the middle of the day. So yeah, that has cost me any chance I really had of catching up, because of course now it's the week days, middle of the week, whatever, not the weekend is the point. So I can't dedicate the whole day to writing. I have to like go to the job and earn the money and stuff, so crap. I have, however, whilst not writing, purchased myself a present, which I may have when I have hit 50,000 words, even if that is not on the 30th. So yep, those are my successes to date. What else? Oh yeah, this morning, in between hitting the snooze button on my alarm, I had the most intense, vivid, weird dream, and it covered everything. Like, it had different characters with their own little struggles going on, it had decent world building, it had a, you know, recognisable plot, it had questions to be solved, there was tension, it had everything. Admittedly, it also briefly had a character become a pot plant, but we're ignoring that. It was a legit story. So yep, now I also have another book to write. Focusing on the one I'm supposed to be working on though. What I'm going to do is do a little bit of writing this evening, and you know, I'm just gonna keep doing the best that I am able to do given current circumstances. It just might be that this makes for a really shitty and disappointing video. sorry about it, I guess. Isn't that what the young people say? We are almost at crunch time. It is 7:30 on the 29th of November and I have written 39,989 words. So basically, I have 2 days to write 10k. I can do that. But can I do that? Because work has been really demanding right now, I'm really needing downtime when I get home, which is why I've only started thinking about writing at 7:30, even though I finished work at like 4:30, I think. What am I doing? Ah yes, this is going to go splendidly. So, I think I was talking before about how I had hit all the points that I wanted to cover and I was now kind of going back and expanding on things. So yes, I could continue doing that. There's definitely more things that I could expand on, but I also have a little list, very little, but nonetheless a little list of additional things that I could talk about. So I think what I'm going to do is start chipping away at this list today in the hopes that by putting down new ideas I should be able to write faster than if I'm sitting thinking about and trying to finesse and expand on things that I've already written down, because this will allow me to kind of go full word vomit instead of neat polish and think about it tidy. So I'm hoping that this will contribute to the word count more readily. Is that the sentence I wanted to use? Like I said, my brain is quite fried. The other thing that is fried is my knee. I've been trying to, you know, do a little bit more. So I've been taking the stairs at work again, which I haven't done since I did the knee back in August. And I might have gone a little bit too far today. I didn't even take the stairs every time, but I did go down. And I'm finding the down is the hard part. So I had started doing the thing by going up the stairs and down the elevator, but today I went down the stairs and so I may have to sit during the writing session, which may or may not affect speed. I think it will. Anyway, so I'm going to start working on the list. And I guess, as usual, I will check in with you tomorrow because I'm probably going to just push through until bedtime. And yes, no updates for you. I'm not very good at doing vlogs. Like, in this scenario, I'm kind of too focused on the task to do the updates. But also, it's really hard to get decent B-roll when you live in a rat hole, because it's like, how can I get a pretty shot which doesn't have laundry or storage boxes in it? I pretty much can't. So anyway, complain, whinge, everything's fine. Gonna get on with it because time is running out. Also, I found peanut butter M&Ms. These are really hard to find in New Zealand. Like, you kind of have to go to like the special American section of a candy store and hope that they have them. And the American candy stores don't have these right now, and I happened to find them at like the local dairy. So hooray! They are currently my jam. No. Candy of choice. I'm going to stop talking. It is now 9:30. I am at 42,647 words. So, I feel like I'm closing the gap. I have to write, well, another couple of thousand today if I want to only have to write 5,000 tomorrow. But, like, the graph is getting a little bit closer together. I'll insert a picture to explain. The two lines are converging, almost, kind of. And also, in less happy news, the betrayal. Bastard. To deal with that. Otherwise, it is very late. Well, not very late, but you know, getting later. So that will be the one and only update until tomorrow. Wish me a couple of thousand words worth of luck. I'm fairly certain that I have worn this exact same dress in more than one clip so far in this vlog. Oops. It's my, like, you know, just throw it on at the end of the day dress. So yeah, I usually wear it a couple of times before I wash it because I only ever wear it for a few hours and then it's pajamas time. So anyway, why am I making excuses for my personal hygiene? You don't care, or at least you'd better not. Anyway, today is the 30th of November. It is 7:05 p.m. I have had dinner, and that's about it. I'm about to start writing. I'm currently sitting at 44,622, so I have to write 5,378 words. That's doable in an evening, but not, well, maybe it's not. Like, I haven't been hitting the full, like, 3,000 and something that I said I needed to hit every day 3 or 4 days ago. So, yep, chances of success rapidly declining. I do still have things that I want to say though, so it's not like I've got, you know, no idea of what to write for those 500 words. So, yep, I guess I'm going to get on with it. And we're just going to be okay with this needing another day. That doesn't seem like the worst thing in the world. Like, 31 days to write 50,000 words isn't a failure. It'd be nice if I didn't fail, but the longer I talk to you about it, the more likely I am to fail, so off I go. I think I might have just discovered a trauma I didn't know about. Future me is popping in to explain this. How to put it? I left this in because it's evident in several more clips that I'm still distressed, and I didn't want to leave that unexplained. But I'm fine. I have not, like, suddenly realised that I have a repressed memory of some horrific abuse or anything like that. I think this is more a moment of realising that something was more stressful or potentially dangerous than I have remembered it as being, and it was only as I was recounting the event in detail that I suddenly had that emotional response as I recounted it and realised that what I was describing was scary. And it's just that in the last 30 odd years since it happened, I've remembered that it happened, but I didn't remember it being scary because I never thought about the event in detail, if that makes any sense. Anyway, so back to me being kind of distressed. I've actually had to stop writing for a minute because my heart's racing and I'm shaking and I'm struggling not to cry. Oh, shit. So, that's nice. Like, anyway, so I have had to take a break at, can't read the screen, 46,035 words. So Yeah, I'm gonna pause for a minute. Also, just to make life grand, I currently have a rash on my lips. Like, oh, come on. Apparently I'm allergic to nothing though. Anyway, I figured while I was sitting here not freaking out about cups of tea, because surely nothing happened, I thought I would look at kind of the layout of what I've written. So if you've seen the original video that this book is drawn from, it is just a list of pieces of advice, some with bits of explanation. So originally I just pulled all those bits of advice, made them into a big list, and I was just going to expand on each of them. And what I've ended up doing is adding to that list and also rearranging it and creating different categories and things. So what I currently have is big sections for work, education, fashion. That one was a surprise, I didn't realise I had that much to say about it. Relationships, money, health, staying safe, happiness, what we owe others, and then like a random section. The random ones I foresee each section starting or ending with one random bit, like using the random bits to kind of break up the serious blah blah, I guess, because the random ones are kind of funny. If you've seen the video, yes, number 37 is one of the random ones. But anyway, so those sections each have subheadings, of which there are a grand total of 83. My stomach's a bit unsettled now. I think in some ways the structure is kind of helping me write a lot, because I'm not having to think about, you know, hitting certain plot beats, whatever, not that I really worry about that anyway. You know, like I'm not trying to have something that flows or has a narrative. It's just kind of like, and another thing I think, here's an anecdote to support my hypothesis kind of thing. And because there's so many of them, I've kind of set this precedent for myself where I can write just a little bit for each one. I think some of them are reasonably long, but you know, a lot of these are like a page. I have written my physical reaction into the book. We'll see if it stays there. Like, I mean, my current physical reaction to attempting to write down what I thought was kind of a non-emotive example of a manipulation that had no negative effects on me. Well, it's 8:20 and I have exactly one chocolate biscuit. By which, of course, for the Americans I do mean cookie. I'm not like eating weird chocolate bread. Not to suggest that biscuits are weird, but chocolate covered ones would be, right? For the love of God, no one try that. Anyway, this is starting to feel like a waste of battery. So I'm gonna eat this and then get back to it. Still a little tense, but it is 9 PM. I am at 47,189, which makes 2,811 words to go. It's feeling possible, but no time to chit chat. Focus, bitch. Here we go, tuck. 49,003, and it is only 10 PM. I have 2 hours to write 1,000 words. Guys, I'm gonna fucking make it. I'm gonna fucking make it. Are we ready? Whoa, got my hoodies on camera. Okay. It is 10:57 PM and our word count is 50,033. Okay, so my last update. God, focus, bastard. Hang on, I'm gonna move this to the bigger screen. Okay. Previous update, I was at 47,800. Hang on, what was I at? Already forgotten, oh my god. Okay, 50,033. Okay, and here we go. Oh my god. 1 hour and 2 minutes to spare. It is now the 1st of December. Nano is over. I am aware that the last few fragments of footage were very chaotic, partly because of it being really late, me not wanting to make noise and upsetting the neighbours, and partly because it's very late and I was tired and had clearly lost the ability to point the camera at the thing I was trying to film. But anyway, as you saw, I wrote 26,000 words in 7 days! Oh my god, so proud. And I did it with a full-time job. However, were any of those words good? I don't know. It may be that a reasonable amount of what I wrote in the last couple of days might be garbage. But you know what? It exists, and future me can deal with the editing and the rewriting and the second guessing and the blah blah. For now, we have written 50,000 words and we are excited, and referring to ourselves in the plural for some reason. Moving on, because I succeeded, I now get to have the contents of this bag, which has been hanging on my wall for the last couple of days. So, I bought myself some pretty thread and some needles and like an embroidery hoop, the beginnings of a new hobby. I've never done embroidery before, but I've recently been looking at people's projects and going, ooh, I want to be able to do that. So I figured now is the time. This might also be a conveniently sized project for taking on holiday with me over Christmas and working on, whilst also being a hobby which unlike reading and writing, I can do whilst talking to other people so I don't get accused of being antisocial during Christmas family gatherings. We'll see. I may decide that I hate it, but you know, we're going to try the new thing. That seemed like an exciting reward to me. I think I have now covered everything that I needed to cover to wrap up this video, but I want to throw in a quick PSA. I am a freakish outlier. Do not compare your productivity to my productivity. If you had to stop working on your NaNoWriMo project for the sake of your health, you did the right thing. You are awesome. I probably should have stopped for the sake of my own health. I didn't. In some ways, that makes me a horrible, horrible failure. So, I want you to comment down below and tell me how awesome you did in November, even if you didn't write 50k. Because I really don't believe we should be looking at NaNoWriMo as a wrote 50,000 words a month. I know I've said this before. Let me know down in the comments how great you did at whatever it is that you did in November. If you've made it this far through the video and you know, liked it and stuff, leave it a like. If you're new around here, hit subscribe. There'll be more videos, possibly less productive ones, maybe ones without crying randomly in the middle. And I'll see you next time. Bye!